Today on BladeHQ.com, we're taking a look at the Benchmade 375 Adamas. Nice little fixed blade. We're going to be comparing it to the 2750 Adamas, the automatic version, as well as the 275, the manual version of the Adamas. And I also pulled a couple tops knives off the shelf, just kind of to give you a comparison. And the last thing I wanted to check out was the SE Laser Strike compared to the Benchmade 375. So I pulled the micarta scales off this one. I was just curious how the skeletonized version of it would stack up. So we'll take a look at that in a minute, but let's hit all the specs on the Benchmade 375 Adamas, and then we'll go from there. All right, first of all, the overall length on this knife, 9 inches. The blade length is 4.2 inches, made from D2 steel. It's hardened to a Rockwell hardness of 60 to 62. Pretty gnarly serrations on the spine of that blade. Very nice. Nice little thumb ramp there. Show you it in the hand. I like that finger guard. Now, this is not comfortable in the hand. I mean, the jimping is good. It's going to keep your hand in place, but it's not very comfortable at all. So Benchmade actually throws in, I don't know, I think something like 3 feet of paracord, 550 paracord. And they actually have a tutorial on how to cord wrap this as well. If you search it up on Benchmade's YouTube site, you can watch that. So like I said, this is not super comfortable in the hand, but that's why they've included the paracord. Make it a little more comfortable if you are using it on a regular basis. Now it does come with this injection molded sheath for it, and it's got a little tension adjustment right there, as well as this snap. So that snap just folded over, snaps in place. Not going to be any problem. It also comes with a tech lock, which is nice. So just depending on how you want to roll with it, there are a lot of options as far as carrying this knife. What else do you want to know about it? Let's get down to the nitty-gritties on this one. Let's compare it to a tactical clothespin. All right, you can kind of just see the size comparison there, just to give you an idea of where it falls. Let's check out the blade grind using our nifty blade grind tool. Some people ask where we got this. We got it on Amazon. And that's right about 17.5 degrees. Yeah, somewhere in between 17.5 and 15 is where the blade grind is. Now, this isn't exact. Keep that in mind. This is an approximate measurement. So now let's check out the thickness of the blade as well as the handle. Got our calipers going on here. Blade thickness, 0.17 of an inch. Handle thickness, 0.16 of an inch. So just for those who are curious as well, let's take a look at it with a glove on. Let me throw that on real quick. Hey, we're going lefty today. I'm right-handed, but kind of give you an idea there. And that feels a lot better with gloves on. Where it is so thin, I don't think this is ever going to be super comfortable in your hands without the paracord wrap on it, that sort of thing. But with gloves on, that's a little bit better. Interesting. All right, let's keep moving on this. Other things that you want to know, the weight on it, 5.6 ounces. And I think that's about it as far as this goes. Designed by Shane Sibert. All right, let's get into some comparisons here. I was curious, I was sitting here thinking about what knives. Well, let's first of all, let's look at the Benchmade versus the other Adamas versions. This also comes in a desert tan, I believe. When I filmed this video a few weeks ago, we didn't have this one in stock, so I just wanted to give you a quick view of it before I released the video. Same Adamas, same specs and everything, just in the desert tan color. So if you are in Afghanistan or wherever, just going to blend in a little bit better with the surroundings out that away. So just kind of a color view for you. Let's take a look at the automatic version here. You can see the size comparison. The overall length on the fixed blade is 9 inches, whereas the auto, the 2750, is 8.7 inches. So the fixed blade is a little bit longer. And obviously, I'm not going to compare folders to fixed blades so much. I just wanted to give you a quick view of both of the knives together. As well, let's take a look at the thickness. Blade thickness, 0.16. So right about the same as far as blade thickness goes. Clearly different knives, different functions, but you see a lot of the same designs there. And let's take a look at the manual version. Similar, 8.7 inches overall, 9 inches on the overall for the fixed blade. So, I mean, you can see similar designs, similar design philosophies here, but really just very different knives. I mean, the jimping there and there. Sorry, get that in frame. Jimping there, jimping, all in the same spots, but very, very different knife designs. I wanted to mention that jimping as well, very aggressive. And there's jimping, 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 jimping. So much jimping. Love it. All right, so I was curious what blades might stack up to this as far as just overall look and feel. So I looked around for a minute, and then I went to the Tops section of the store and pulled out a couple of them. We've got a Tops Traveling Man here with Kydex Sheath. Now, I wanted to mention price on this one. The Benchmade Adamas, $136. So fairly pricey for a fixed blade. Well, not fairly pricey. Fairly pricey compared to other things. Let's put it that way. And for a Benchmade, that's about middle of the road, really. So keep that in mind. The auto version is $212, so just kind of basis of comparison. Anyway, Tops, obviously not on the same scale as Benchmade. Different steel, 1095 with a Rockwell hardness of 56 to 58 on this one. This is the Traveling Man 2. You can kind of see these next to each other. 9.1 inches versus 9.3 inches, which, matter of fact, that's definitely not right on this one. That is a misprint. I'm not sure what the overall length is on this one. But, yeah, you get the size comparison there. 9 inches here versus, who knows? That looks more like 8 to me. On our site it says 9 1/8, but I'm going to call our bluff there. Sometimes we have mistakes on the website. Not all the time, but yeah, I mean, look at the thickness there. Similar knives. This one is a $69 knife versus $136, and a lot of that comes from the steel, the design. This one's got that nice finger guard, whereas the Traveling Man does not. And the other one from Tops that I wanted to take a look at, this is an 11-inch. This is the Hit 5 Hello insertion. Overall length on this one is 11 inches. There, it's in focus. And, I mean, you kind of get an idea. I just wanted to show you a couple skeletonized knives next to each other. Show you the thickness on this one. 0.19, where this Benchmade was 0.17. And really, I mean, all of these knives need some sort of paracord wrap. They don't feel comfortable in the hand. I will admit, though, the Benchmade Adamas has a little beveled edge. This one is very hard on the hand. This is the Tops Hit 5, whereas this one kind of has a beveled edge right in there. So if you were using it without gloves on, without the paracord wrap, that edge is beveled just ever so slightly. You can kind of see that. So that's a nice little feature. Other things that you want to know about this, and these are all just for comparison's sake. This is $107, the Hit 5 from Tops. Last but not least, as promised, I wanted to show you the SE Laser Strike, which is gaining popularity. It's been fairly popular since it came out, but starting to see a few more field tests and different things on YouTube from it. So if you're in that community, you can check them out. Anyway, I pulled my Micarta scales off of this one just out of curiosity, because it's got that little storage chamber in there. And overall length on this one is 10 inches. So you get about an inch more of area to work with. And a lot of that comes from the handle. The blade length on it is 5 inches. Blade length on the Adamas is 4 inches. But weight, that was the thing that was really surprising to me. 7 ounces on the Laser Strike. And this one is from 1095 steel as well. So 7 ounces versus 5.6 ounces on the Adamas. So really, this is a fairly thin blade. Let me show you this Laser Strike thickness. 1.9 inches versus 1.6. But that Laser Strike, I tell you what, it feels a lot more robust without the than the Adamas here. Just kind of interesting. I was curious about that comparison, so I pulled it out. Wanted to show it to you. Benchmade, made in the USA. Very nice knives. And this one is no exception. Very well constructed, well crafted. And I think we've just about told you everything. Not everything. Obviously, there's tons more that you can know about this knife, but everything you need to know to make a purchase. If you are sitting on the fence on this knife, don't sit on the fence any longer. Just buy it.